Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, Sweet Knit Snacks and Stuff. In today's video, I am attempting to make a Halloween costume for my daughter. She has requested to be Teto, I believe, Teto. It is a anime virtual cartoon character. That's how I can wrap my head around it. She has explained this to me and my brain knowledge doesn't go that far. So I'm attempting to make this because the only one we could find was on Amazon. It was for like $80 to $90, and it's not so much the price because we bought Miku last year and that worked out great. The problem is that it is coming from a different country and it might not get here in time. So I told her, you know what, since you don't have a backup plan, she is stuck on this. My daughter is like me. Once she has her mind set on something, it's really hard to redirect her. So I told her, can I try to make it? And it's probably going to look like a costume, and by that I mean I'm not putting in back layers to make the fabric thicker. I'm using very thin polyester. It's just costume rated. You know, it's going to look like I told her it's going to look like a costume, but when you look at it, you'll know what it is. You know, it's just going to fit loosely. There is parts of this costume where I will put in a back liner because I want that to be, you know, what's the word? I can't think of the word. A focus spot on the costume. It's animated, you know, things are kind of pokey and sticking out. It's a costume. Anyway, so that is what I am doing here. And I will speed this up. So I am not moving this fast. I think I have it on 2x speed or something like that. I might put it up 4 in certain areas, but I am literally just eyeballing this. This is how I sew. I just eyeball something and try to match up one side to the other side, and it has just worked out for me. So again, it is a costume, and the main focus is that it fits her and isn't crooked. Also, in the beginning of this video, I was tracing her last year's costume that was Miku and just trying to get the measurements. Looking at the picture, it's a little bit different, so I was like, let me go get a t-shirt that fits her, not tightly, but like a more fitted t-shirt. So that is what I am measuring now because I want to make sure I have a little bit of extra room, like not like a 1/4 of an inch for sewing, and then maybe like 1/2 inch to an inch of like growing room, and then also like give me some wiggle room to kind of like mess up a little bit. Anyway, so that is what I'm doing now. Is I'm just making sure now I'm correcting the sketch that I drew out before with the Miku outfit, and now this is the shirt that fits her. So I'm focusing on the shoulders and how the shoulders lay out. This shirt kind of goes down at a slant at the shoulders, and I didn't like that because that's a cotton shirt and this is polyester fabric that I'm using. So I ended up going more straight than slanted. So here's what I have so far. I forgot you want to sew things technically inside out. And so when I sewed it this way, this flap ended up being on this side. And I thought, well, maybe it'll be okay. Maybe they flipped it in like the picture. But I decided, you know what? There's a covering that goes up here. So let me go ahead and cut 1 inch off the sides because it was a little bit too wide for her. Like, it looked like it would fit me, so for sure it was way too big. So I just cut 1 inch off the sides and then did a 1/4 inch seam on the inside, or that looks like more, half an inch on the inside. And then now it's the correct way. So this is what I have so far. Gizmo, why do you have to do that on camera? Go lay down. He's always in his butt. Anyway, so this is what I have. I am going to put the red lace, actually no, I'm going to cut this because it's more of a square, and then she wears like a high-waisted skirt. So I'm gonna do this more, cut this into more of a square, and then I'm going to sew the red lining. And I should go get my iron so I can iron down the seams, but I'm just eyeballing this. It looks good to me. Okay, where's her shirt? Okay. Alright. I want to get the red sewn on, so I'm like, maybe I should wait for her to come, but I think I'm only going to cut like this much off, because I don't want it to be a belly shirt on her anyway, but I do want it to look more square. I'm debating if I should go that high. It's only a couple inches. Okay, it just looks a lot because this is like extra long. Okay. I'm lining it up with this table, so I'm like, is this square? It looks square. It looks square. It looks even. I told my husband he should go pick her up early from school so I can try it on her. But she still has, let's see. She still has an hour of school left, so. Okay. So far it's looking good. I have high hopes. So I just got this red ribbon to go for the edges and to save me some time from cutting it out of this and to iron it. I really just want to avoid the iron. I will iron it though because it's going to look nicer. But I just got this because it was only 99 cents. It says $2.99, but it came out to 99 cents and it's 3 yards. Okay. Ooh, and it's folded. I thought it was ribbon. Double folded quilt binding bias tape. That's exactly what I did not even read this. I literally thought this was ribbon and I was going to just fold this over. So shoot. This might be too thick. Maybe not. So this literally, okay, this is what I was talking about. This is what I didn't want to do. I didn't want to cut fabric and fold it and iron it. So this literally just helped me skip this step. Okay. However, I wish I wouldn't have known that because I would have found a skinnier one. But you know what? I think this one's going to be fine because it's a costume. And it'll just be more, you'll see it more. Yeah.
Love you, babe.
Love you. See you later, alligator.
See you later, babe. Go for it.
So this seam will be covered up. Okay, so this is the right face. Let's see, we can take these pins off so I don't stab myself. Okay. This is where it's getting a little bit funky, is with this collar. It is the next day and I took the sleeves off. I could not for the life of me get the sleeves to lay flat without them crinkling up and twisting up by their shoulder. She didn't care, and there will be ruffles that will cover it, but it was driving me nuts. So I ripped them out. I am sewing the sleeves, not closed, but I'm hemming the sleeves, and we will use attachable sleeves, and then I will still put the ruffles. So you won't even see that the sleeves are not attached to the shirt. I also added in the inch that I took off. Like, I was just fidgeting with it, so I could tell it needed that inch back. So I added a side panel here. So I will undo this. I will sew up a hem here. My hands are really dry, by the way. Anyway, I will sew up a seam on the sleeve and do a side panel here and sew up the bottom again. Okay. All right, so this is what I have so far. I got the seams all sewn up, sleeves sewn up, the edging sewn up. I went ahead and edged this, even though it's covered by this flap, but this is kind of thick, and so it kind of helps hold up this fabric. So, and it looks nice. And then now I am going to heat up my iron for the first time and get this. I'm pretty sure this has a sticky side, and so I am going to lay this there, and this is just going to help this be more of a focal point and help stand this up so it doesn't flop. Also, I need to sew on 8 buttons, so I don't want it to pull this fabric down. So I am going to just secure it with this liner, which is a little bit stiff. And yeah, and then we will get the buttons sewn on. Oh, and then I went ahead and covered up the little seams I had going the wrong way with this gray fabric, and then I got the gold. This is just thick paper, but it works for a costume, right? And then I got this because it just looks nicer. Oh, here's another one. I could put this one's a little bit small. I might make another one just to cover this because it just looks nicer. We'll see. Okay, so here are the buttons. So it'll be 1, 1, 1, 1, and 8 total. And then I have these ones for the sleeves. And I got the back sewn on, which was a watery mess for some reason. Okay, I got distracted by the embellishments, but this is what I have so far. I put the buttons on. I already talked about the seams. I don't think I showed you guys these. I covered up that little seam I had inside out with this gray, and then this is just paper, but it's fine, it's just a costume. And then I just put this over it, and there's the collar. So yeah, I hope extending this too will make it look more square on her, because it fit her, but it didn't have that like baggy square look like the costume has. So hopefully this fits her more like stiffer, I guess. And I have this panel which I will sew in the corners, or so it's not so loose on her. It'll probably be fine because of the buttons, but I'll put a couple more probably over here so it doesn't roll up on her. All right, there we go. I am now doing the sleeves, and so I'm going to sew this black on, and it will fold down this way, leaving a seam right there, and then this will flip down and be the black cuff going downward. Okay, so this is how I sewed it on, and we will flip it one-handed. Just there we go, and there we go. There's the sleeve. And so I will go put this inside out, and I will do a inward seam on the inside. All right, ignore my iron. I do iron just on my ground. I don't even care. Anyway, this is not real wood. So I ironed the seams to just make it a little bit easier, even though I fidget with the iron to do this. But I want to make sure the sleeves are like really even, because that would bother me. And so I need to put these inside out, sew the seam inward, and then sew the bottom cuff sleeve. And there we go. It's coming along.